Today we are going to get up to a few fun things. We recently went and visited our good friends Shelly and Frank and got a whole bunch of free plants. And so we're gonna take the day and just plunk them in, get them where they need to be. Jolene and her family are gonna come over and we're just gonna have a really fun Saturday of getting stuff in the ground. So this is one of the things that we got from Shelly's place. I call it a purple dead nettle, but online it calls it a spotted dead nettle, so I mean, same-ish. And it is a sort of ground cover, like it just crawls across, and I think it's gonna be really ideal for around this garden bed. This is actually one of the zones that we planted a bunch of our cool marketplace finds in. They're coming up really cute, actually. Like the wood anemones are absolutely adorable and doing their thing right now. And the Solomon seal is blooming too, which is really fun. I took and created this garden bed this week, and then I seeded a whole bunch of wildflower in it. Stuff that's gonna be tall and breezy and all sort of hues of pinks and purples and fun stuff. I'm also gonna plant the rest of our onions in here as well. I've got onions over there, I've got onions over there, but I thought maybe since a lot of things don't like onions, like deer don't eat onions, and you know, a lot of bugs are kind of deterred a little bit by onions. I thought maybe if I plunk some onions around here, the deer won't be as likely to eat my stuff, but maybe not. I don't know. Fingers crossed. Either way, we need somewhere to plant the onions, and this is what I've chosen. So I'm kind of just trying to decide right now, because I feel like if I plant them all, I'm not gonna be able to make it go all the way around. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna do cool chunks. So I've got like a decent sized chunk here, and then I think I'm gonna skip a space and then decent chunk there so that it can kind of fill in and have some little differences to it. I think it'll be kind of nice that way. And the cool thing about the dead nettle is that it actually divides really quite easily, and we can make really cool little sort of pops of color with it and make it spread a lot further. Who the heck is that over there? Hi, friends.
Yeah.
Hi. You got all sorts of fun stuff?
Yeah.
Ooh.
More of these guys.
Cookies, apples, pepperoni. Nice. Okay, watch for the trench. Here we go. Good job. Yeah, they are starting to sprout. Those just got planted. This is called purple dead nettle. It's cool, hey?
It's cool.
But look, it pulls apart just like it's onions. So you can just pull it apart just like this, and then you just separate them, and you can plant them.
They look cool.
Yeah.
But why do they look small like an onion?
Because they haven't grown up big yet.
Yeah.
So do you want to plant them in here? I started the day with gloves, and then I just wanted my hands in the dirt, but now I'm regretting it. I touched Cody the other day, and Cody was like,
so dry after yesterday.
Cody was like, is that my hands or yours? And I was like, it's mine.
Touch a microfiber cloth
Oh,
and you're like, it's like
garden hands. I'm trying to make use of the fact that the raspberries loved this circle so much. For a moment, I was annoyed. I was like, I planted these raspberries in this circle thinking that they were gonna share the space, but the raspberries are such aggressive spreaders that they're just gonna take the whole thing, so we transplanted them. Then there's a million raspberries popping up, which I'm like, for a moment I was like, okay, you're taking over my whole freaking garden, and that's not okay with me. But then I thought lemonade from lemons, you know? So what I'm doing is I am transplanting them all. So I'm going through here and I'm digging up all the raspberry shoots that are popping up, and then we're basically just potting them up
so that they can keep growing. And hopefully by next year, these things will be sending off really good shoots. And whether or not we make another raspberry moon, or maybe we sell them, maybe it's like, you know, maybe we, every year, all the shoots that inevitably are gonna pop up in the circle, because that's what's gonna happen. Maybe I just get to use it as like a transplant station, and I can just keep popping them up every year, potting them up every year, and then maybe make a little extra money or something, or just have endless supplies of raspberries to eat, because currently at the grocery store, it's $8 for this many raspberries. This many. It's $8. And I like raspberries, that's too expensive. So this is my plan. Lemonade from lemons. So we're pulling up all these raspberries, but I thought that it would be a good moment just to kind of show everybody. Who are you? I don't know who that was. I don't know who that root belonged to, but it wasn't raspberries. I thought it would be a good moment to show sort of the difference between using the leaf mulch that we did and not. Because over there, where we did a good thick mulching of leaves, you peel those leaves back and it's dark, rich soil. There's barely any weeds at all. It's so beautiful. Here, where we didn't have time to do that, you can see there are 10,000 weeds popping up now. Like these here are actually hemp nettle for the most part, which is a good plant. You can use it for all sorts of purposes, but I mean, we only need so much hemp nettle. We don't need it to swallow our entire existence. So this is like a perfect example of taking the time in the fall to do the mulching saves you countless hours in the spring pulling up the weeds. So it's definitely worthwhile to put that little bit of extra effort in the fall, for sure. In those areas where we took leaves and we covered the beds, there was still tons of stuff that was going to seed around us. And seeds float through the air, they do all sorts of stuff, right? So it's like all throughout here, because we left it open, seeds blew in, got all over the soil, then, you know, the rain watered them in and the sun woke them up, and they're just living their best lives. But over there, you don't have as much seed touching the soil because you have all those leaves causing that, like making that barrier. The sun isn't waking them up. It's like, just helps. As the leaves break down, if you allow them to break down, and throughout the winter they do break down and feed the soil as well, but they also create all those wonderful spaces for the bugs and stuff, and they kind of trap a lot of warmth in there as well. So the soil won't get as cold, and all of the microorganisms that are living in the soil actually have more space to thrive, basically, is my understanding. So like the freeze doesn't penetrate as deep, therefore all the little organisms in the soil can stay more active and do more of a thing. So it also has that benefit for sure. Hi!
I'm so glad you're here finally.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Good.
Okay, so
Figure out our digging plans and
yes, we'll figure out all the fun things.
yes.
And happy birthday. I'm so excited to have you here today. We are visiting Shelly and Frank. Shelly has been my mom's best friend since the 2nd grade.
Yeah, since elementary school.
Yes, elementary school, and she is like, you know, love, all the love. So cool. Man, it's so fun. Like, I got married here, right here. Like, my wedding was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life.
It was.
Like,
It was.
I was running around, we were making all the arrangements and stuff, and I was like, I need pops of blue, and I was running around stealing blueberry branches and plums and all sorts of
stuff and sticking them into our arrangements. Oh gosh.
Doing the flowers together?
Yes, that was so beautiful.
You got to-
Is this where my wedding tree came from under this oak, or was it? Yeah. Cody's dad brought dirt from his farm and we got dirt from our farm, and then Shelly dug up a little baby oak from here and we planted the tree with the two provinces' soil to come together.
They called Saskat berries?
Hascaps, yeah.
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 Yeah, you have them?
Yes, yeah. And I did a whole bunch of cutting on it too and propagated a bunch of
So
it.
you can propagate it by
From
cutting?
cuttings, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because this is actually in the honeysuckle family.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, pardon me. So you can take cuttings of it and just, we propagated it all along the creek's edge this year, and every single one of them took. So maybe today we'll start in the hosta area, and we'll grab some of those hostas that you were talking about.
We're digging these up, and look, just the intricate kind of spiral as the leaves come up.
Absolutely lovely.
It's so stunning.
So, oh yeah, and they are clumps.
I mean, there's some smaller clumps, but they're definitely in clusters. There's a little flower starting.
Yeah. This gets like a decent amount, like you get morning sun here and then you get evening sun, but the hot is not. Look at that snail up there. You
What?
son of a bitch.
That probably took them a year to get there.
I know, like what are you doing all the way up there, Fran?
So like a couple blips up in here, and
Yeah.
I mean, we could like let the earth show us. We just like start digging. If it doesn't work, I'll be like, nope, she doesn't want it.
Yes. Jolene is working on getting some of the lily of the valley planted that we snagged from Shelly's yesterday, which
I hope
looking-
you're rooting for me.
I am rooting for you. Which it looks to me like she's having just as much trouble getting it in as she did getting it out. So, you know, tricky all around. The lily of the valley is really making us work for it.
She's a high maintenance girly.
She's high maintenance.
So I hear you had all the fun taking these things out?
You know, there were some curse words said, possibly.
Are you having so much fun?
Sorry for all the cursing. They were in a beautiful spot, tucked away under a couple big trees, and there was all the roots that I was contending with. But I persevered, got them out, and now they are finding a new home, also with more roots because of this beautiful tree. They like the shade, so they're always gonna be like by something shady like a tree or whatever, so. They came out from a tree, they're going into near a tree, if that was even made any sense.
What's the thought behind using the big poker as opposed to just digging down? Is it just easier to get down far enough?
There's so much rock here and roots. It's super dense. And if we just dig up from the top, a lot of times the things have a really hard time with their roots penetrating. So I like to come in with the heavy poker and I just try and get better penetration. It works really good. I don't know what this tool is actually for. Maybe this? I don't know. But I use it to plant my tomatoes and all sorts of stuff too, because you can get such a deep, good shot and then you can spread it right open and it gives you a good spot, and then you can just like kick some fluff in and then plant there, and the plants can easily have spot for their roots to take down that way and that way. I love this thing. Well, I love this thing for a while, and then, you know, after a certain amount of hours using it, I'm like, That thing is real heavy.
Okay. Lilies are in their valley. I'm done. Let's put our toes in the river. Ready? Woo, it's slippery right there. Oh, that feels so good.
No, that feels freezing.
Oh, I like it.
Okay, so hostas are gonna move under there so that they can be in the shade. Actually, I really want all of this in the shade. It was a mistake for me to choose this tree. You know? Oh, hey, more of this. More of the purple dead nettle.
Lovely.
So I think I've got all the things that are planted so far watered in.
Okay.
So do you guys want to figure out your camping spot?
I think so. I think the Tiny would really like that.
Yes.
Tiny, come here.
Scoot your boot over this way.
We're gonna find a spot to put the tent.
Do you want to pick a spot to camp? All right, let's do it.
Emily's gonna help us find a spot to camp.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That.
You like that? All right. Okay, Auntie Em.
I mean, there is a pretty good flat shady spot right here we could rake out.
Get rid of the stick.
Get rid of... Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, that was easy. You're sold?
We can make a stick house.
Yes, we can make a stick house. I'm down with that. And you know what else? If we're all super good and we just really rock today out, we have all the fixins for s'mores.
What?
Do you remember?
S'mores.
What?
Marshmallows, chocolate, and cookies. Okay, so we are coming to the end of everything that we wanted to accomplish for the day. We did a good bunch of the planting and got that taken care of, which was fun. And now I think we're just gonna chill out. We're gonna have some dinner, set up these guys' campsite, and just get to spend some time together and relax. So thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you next week.
From the very first time you worked here or played here or whatever,
Yes.
your heart was in it. Like,
Oh man. When Cody and I got hitched, this is where I kind of stood to wait. And so me and my oldest brother, Oli, we just kind of stood under there and waited, and warms my heart to walk through it again. You know? Every time, forever and ever, it's gonna make me happy to walk through this corridor. When we got Shelly's hand-me-downs, I was always so stoked. Remember that red frilly dress with the white? Oh my God. It was...
and Christy go, "What are you giving her?" I like that. And the look on Em's face, she's
Mine
holding on to
now.
it saying, "Oh,